kind of a service call. It's actually in my brother's house, but he has a broken axle in his Honda Civic. It's just his beater car, but he needs it for work. So just about to change the axle, he called me up and he told me he lost his locking lug nut key for the wheels. So my solution was this. Well, I'm not going to go out and buy one of those removal sockets because they're only good for a couple of uses because they wear out so quickly. And so screw it. I have this 5/8 half-inch drive socket, and I just simply fired up the good old MIG. And it's hard to do because it's a chrome socket and a chrome-covered lug nut, so it doesn't weld very well. But it's really hot, so let's see if that worked. And it turns. Nice. I don't really want to touch it because it's very, very hot. Cool. Alrighty, let's jack this beast up and carry on with the job, eh? Alrighty, we're in. Ugh. Now it's broken right inside there, so I can't really show you yet. You might be able to see a little bit of chunkage in the right angle. But when I pull this out, you'll actually see the whole story. It didn't break from power, I can assure you. Basically, this boot was ripped, all the grease flung out of it, and you know, it just basically wore itself to the point where it was so weak it just snapped. Let's get this thing out. Hell, I may as well give you a step-by-step here. Next step is remove this big ass nut. Show you? Oh, can't get that nut off because this is spinning. However, the axle isn't. So in this case, you'd need somebody to either hold the brakes or take a nice screwdriver, preferably one that's broken, stick it in the brake rotor, and give her shit. Well, it's being stubborn, so I gotta heat it up a little bit because I'm kind of limited on tools here. I don't have a breaker bar, so I gotta make this as easy as possible. Here's a little trick you guys can learn. If you just have an ordinary ratchet, but you need to, you know, make it longer to get more torque on it, just take an extension and a fat socket that fits over the handle nicely, and that'll get you that much longer, about another 6 inches, 6.5 inches. And usually that's enough to do what you need to do, especially if you're only working around the house. Cool. Now that's going to be hot now, so I don't really want to touch it too much. Ow, hot. Alrighty, step 3 or 4 or whatever step we're on here. Let's hope this nut's going to come off. I hope, without damaging too much. And also the tie rod, or if you really want to get a pain in the nuts, you can undo the ball joint, and then this bolt, that's for the shock. But if I remember correctly, if I undo this one and this tie rod, it should be enough to pull the whole assembly outward and just allow me enough slack to slide it out. Hey guys, I lost my balls. Anybody who doesn't know how a CV shaft works, or who has not seen inside one before, well, that's what it is. That, you can see the grooves in there. Well, this ring sits basically on top of here, and it holds metal balls in place, and they slide, those metal balls then slide into these grooves in here, and that's what allows your axle, it's the exact same on this side, and that's what allows it to move like this and still be able to turn. So when your CV boot rips, this rubber thing, and all the grease comes out, well, it's only a matter of months or sometimes even years before this gets so worn out that it breaks away. See, this is what it should look like. This is what it shouldn't look like. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before this happens and, well, you get an automotive vasectomy and you lose your balls. Alrighty, let's see if we got the right axle replacement. Well, looks good to me. Lengthwise anyway. Let's see if the girth is right. Well guys, I've been fighting with this new axle for a little while now. Just wouldn't go in, so I tried sliding this one in again. It slides right back in, no problem. So, after closer inspection, the splines on this end, right here, are just a little too fat. And these ones are very skinny. Oh well. So it looks like I'm sending my brother back to the parts store, and he can get another one because I don't feel like it. Okay, so the other axle was totally wrong, and now that I have this one I can see that, so this one should slide right in. And we have redneck currency beer. Sweet. Alright, cool, we get to work in night vision. Alrighty, so got this bolt back in here that connects the strut to the lower control arm. Next, put the ball joint back in, or the upper ball joint in, and then the tie rod right there. Alrighty, the sun has set and just finished. Upper ball joint's tight, tie rod's nice and tight, and the axle nut's tight. Brand new CV shaft. It's worth about double the price of the car. Cool. Alright, let's get into these, get this wheel on so we can get into our redneck currency. And we're done. Beer time. Cool.